Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I got another phone in that I've been using for a while, and this is the, don't laugh at the name, well you can see it in the title, the HomTom. The HomTom HT3. Now, don't let the name throw you off. This is actually a phone that, I get a lot of phones from overseas through banggoods.com. Be sure to check the link in the description. They always send me good products for review, and this one is actually really good. The reason I say that is because it works in 3G in the US. Now that's a huge deal. There are some phones that I get overseas that actually work on 4G, but this one actually works on 3G, and that's good because it's a dual SIM, SD card slot, the basics, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of ROM. But the important thing is that this is actually a really good phone. So let's get into a full review of the HomTom HT3. It's your man Jay Will. Let's do it. Alright guys, so before I give you my full review, let me give you a spec sheet real fast on this one. The official name is HomTom HT3. It's a 5-inch 720p display, 5.1 Android, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of ROM. It comes in 5 colors, actually 6 colors. I think it's, 6. It comes in red, blue, pink, black, silver. So 5 colors. And I think I have, this is like the black color. So it's got the 2.5D curved glass, as you can see here, and I'm going to do a close-up, but you can actually see that's just the glass. It has a screen protector that came with it, so that's really nice. The feel and hand of this device, you would think iPhone 6s or iPhone 6s Plus, either one. That's the way this phone feels. What else can I tell you about? I want to tell you the camera. And this is actually, believe it or not, this is actually 7.5 millimeters in thickness. But when you get this in hand, it feels a lot thicker than that. But it's actually 7.5 millimeters in thickness. And like I said, it's a 720p IPS display, which is on par with most of the phones that are in the budget range, so to speak, or more affordable range. One thing about this phone, though, it has a very large battery. I believe the battery is 2500, and I'll pop that out here in a second here. It's got a very unique UI. One thing about this phone is I got a system update right when I got it out of the box. It wasn't at 30%, so I charged it. And I got a system update, and I was like, wow, okay, this is good news. So they're supporting this device, even though it's not being used overseas. Rear camera that you see there is a 8 megapixel, and on the front there is a 5 megapixel. I've tested the cameras. They are really, really good, I'll admit. The speaker on the bottom, though, this thing is really, it's real tinty, but it's really loud, and it's nice and clear. It's got your regular USB port on the bottom. And like I said, this does work on 3G in the US. Because I'm on T-Mobile, the 1900 band is what this phone has, and it picks up 3G. It automatically picked up some of the APN settings, and I just kind of finished it off. Dual SIM, SD card slot. It's a quad-core MediaTek 6580 clocked at 1.3 gigahertz. So other than that, man, let's get into the full review, and I'll tell you how I feel about this phone. And the battery is 3000 milliamps, just so you know. So that is a huge battery. Battery life on this phone is long. I mean, really long. It's really, really long days. So first I want to go in there and show you the battery. So as you can see here, when this phone, the standby time, do you see that standby time? It's phenomenal on standby time. I mean, like iPhone standby time. It is that good on standby time. It just doesn't move. And I've been pretty surprised about that. Now, you're looking at my second charge here on this phone. The first charge I got out of this one, obviously I can pull in about 6 hours, 5 hours screen on time, but I wasn't really trying. I think if I push it really hard, I should be able to get well over 6 hours of screen on time. So, taking a look at the menu here, I want to show you, you've got obviously Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz, and that's fine. It doesn't have the 5 gigahertz, but this phone is only like 80 bucks or something like that, or 60 bucks. I have to double check. I have a link in the description though. You can manage your SIM cards, data use, and you go into more like most Android phones. You've got the regular settings there. The display, it has adaptive brightness, so it's really nice. I mean, and it has this thing called mirror vision picture quality optimization. It's actually, the display probably won't show very good over this video, even though I have a really good camera. It's kind of one of those things you have to see it in person. That might come across great, I don't know. But the display on this isn't bad. It's actually really good. So you got this thing called Magic Thumb. And as you can see here, can you read that? I didn't use this because I'm not so much on gimmicky type deals, but you know, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but when I'm pressing it, you select one and it'll choose whatever I touch the screen with. So none, that's why I like to keep it. But you can have different users, and obviously this is the basics of Android. It's like a really light skin on top of Android. Think of Huawei type skin. And I actually have this scheduled to power off on its own. The speaker is really loud, by the way, too. System body feeling, as you can see here. You can have it answer. The car one is actually pretty cool there. Your palm in the mobile phone. Your palm in the mobile phone calls. The distance is a sensor. You basically swipe your hand over there and it automatically answers the phone for you. Smart switch, as you can see here. Pick up the phone in a closed hand or free air. Yeah, a lot of stuff here that this phone, most basic phones probably don't have. You got smart wake, so you can put gestures here to do different things. So that's really cool. I don't use these type of features, but they're still there. And then obviously I turned on developer options. So it's so weird, when I turned on developer options to close out the animations and things like that, all of them were at 0.5 except for this top one, the window scaling. Other than that, it was the phone's good. So how do I feel about this phone here? Using it, again, think of, you can put any launcher you want on a phone, but think of the Huawei launcher or the new LG launcher, no app tray, but it's not a bad deal. As you can see, if I go all the way to the right, I have access to media, music, videos, recordings, phone calls. That's pretty sweet, right? And I didn't put any music on here, but overall, the phone itself, it's good. I want to show you the themes. Here we go. So I'm currently using this theme. I can switch to this theme. The things are really nice. As you can see here, it's really good. I mean, that's why I said kind of think of Huawei skin. This is what this reminds me of. It's really good. So more importantly, let's jump into the camera. Take a swig of this drink real quick. Get some I can take a picture of. This is pink, this is green. Let's open up the camera here. Now, I've tested this camera, and you know, it doesn't have the fastest shutter speed. It's just kind of one of those things. I'm gonna turn off flash, and I'm gonna turn on HDR, and let's see how long it takes to process this image. Oh, blew it out the wrong side. So you can see the exposure there. Not the best camera. You'll get better cameras in other phones, but you gotta remember the price. So the camera is, you know, it's not very good, but when you consider the price, see, this picture was real blurry and had to focus it, and this one was sharp, but it's good. It'll do social media. It's kind of hit or miss with the camera, which is kind of a bummer. But again, on a phone that costs this price, what can you expect? So video recording is good. I'm going to shoot a quick video here. Hey guys, this is a video sample using the HomTom HT3. Let's check out the voice quality. All right, so let's play that video back. Hey guys, this is a video sample using the HomTom HT3. Let's check out the voice quality. And so as you can see here, you know, it's not it's nowhere near high quality, nowhere near it. But you know, for the price point, if you're just needing a quick phone and get you by, or as a backup phone, this is actually a really good looking backup phone compared to some other backup phones. So taking a look around the device, you got the speaker grills. Only one of them is a speaker grill. And you got a microphone there and charge and sync. On the top, you've got the headphone jack and volume and power on this side. On this side, nothing. And there's that 5-inch display with the front-facing camera there, proximity sensors and speaker. On the bottom here, these buttons do not light up. So you've got home, menu, and back. And then there's that 8 megapixel with LED flash. So taking this apart, it kind of wraps around the display. You can see how this is built. It wraps around the display. And the battery here is 3,000. And that's kind of where this phone shines at. You've got your dual SIM, you got your SD card slot. It kind of shines in that area, you know. It shines. It's not a killer phone. I'm not really impressed with the camera. The screen is actually really good. Battery life is really good. Performance is okay, you know, it'll get the job done. But this is gonna be something that now, if it was your only choice, then obviously you could use this, that's your flashlight. You could use this as a daily driver, but you know, most people probably wouldn't, they're not racing out to buy this phone. But when offered to review a phone, I picked this phone because I like the way it looked. It'll be a great giveaway item on the channel. It's just really good. It's nice, and I think it's one that a lot of people might enjoy as a backup phone or just a daily driver, depending on the person. I'm going to show you the storage. It does have, now check this out. All right, so here's 8 gigs, and I've got a lot of apps on here, so I've got about 3.25 left. If you see here, I can mount an SD card slot, and it has external storage. Not a lot of budget or pocket-friendly phones have that option. It doesn't. So over Wi-Fi, I've used this on the network. Oh, bumpy cam. I've used this on the network, but I primarily use it over Wi-Fi because I keep both of my SIMs in another phone. But I don't have anything to complain about, man. I don't think that it's a bad phone. I think it looks stellar, and the display is kind of plasticky, if you will. I'm trying to clear this one off. The display appears to be, this is not gonna let me do it, a little plasticky when touching it, but it does have a screen protector on here. So it's just kind of one of those things. Call quality, like every other phone I use, T-Mobile's calling network is really good. But this phone is a good looking phone, man. You can put a nice launcher on here. I didn't experience any kind of lag or anything like that. It actually performed very well. So that's a full review for the HomTom HT3. I'd recommend this phone for a backup phone or a younger person or just an older person. Okay, let me say it like that. I wouldn't recommend it for a techie. But if you are a techie, you could throw a Nova launcher on here to make it look more like stock Android, and then run with it, throw an SD card in there, and boom, you're gone. It works on 3G in the US. Wi-Fi is solid on here, no problems, and battery life is killer. I mean, killer battery life. Killer battery life. So this is the HomTom HT3. It's your man Jay Will. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.